Mm. Good morning. So we'll start laying down today. So if you are not already at your practice space, go ahead and make your way over and go ahead and lay down on your back. And then as you come down to rest on your back, take your feet a little bit wider than your hips and just start to sway your knees from side to side. All right, and then take both knees in toward your chest. Give them a gentle squeeze. Let your legs separate a little bit so you can start to rotate through your ankles. Gently move your toes. Try to get all the joints in and around your ankles and feet that are able to move. Rotate the opposite way. All right, let your legs come back together and then roll to your left side. As you roll to your left side, you might rest your arm just underneath your head, or you might put your head on the floor, depending on what's comfortable. And then we'll take the right hand down to the right shoulder. Start with a few easy rotations through the shoulder joint. Just sensing into that right shoulder, all the muscles that are attached to it, chest, neck, back, everything that might be affected by this simple movement. All right, change directions. All right, and then if you are laying on your left arm, go ahead and untuck the arm so that you can stack your arms with the right hand on top, fingers kind of reaching in the direction that you're looking. And then take a breath in with your palms together. And then as you exhale, sweep the right arm up and over towards the floor behind you. Again, with an inhale, the arms come back together. Exhale, up and over into the twist. And one more like that, breathing in and breathing out. And then as you make yourself comfortable in your twist, you might let your left hand rest on your top knee. You might experiment with the height of that right arm. Take it higher, take it lower, depending on how it feels in the right shoulder. If you find that you need a little bit of support underneath your right arm or maybe in between or under your knees, if you've got a block, you could place it there. If you have a pillow or a blanket, you can support underneath your arm or your knees in that way. And just see which way your head wants to turn. Let your neck be at ease. Let your face relax. All right, take one more round of breath. And then guide your knees back to center. We'll do the same twist to the other side, but start with the shoulder rotation. So when you're ready, roll over onto your right side. Again, you might rest your head on your right arm or the floor, and then take your left hand to your left shoulder and start to rotate a couple of times in one direction and a couple of times the opposite way. All right, and then if you are laying on your right arm, go ahead and untuck it so that you can stack your arms, fingertips reaching in the direction that you're looking. Take a deep breath in with the palms together. And then as you exhale, left arm comes up and over towards the floor behind you. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale the arms back together. Fill the body up with breath. And exhale, emptying of breath. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. And again, make your twist as comfortable as possible for you. If you find that you need a little bit of support underneath your left arm or under your knees or even in between the knees, if you have a block or a pillow, feel free to use it. See which way your head is most comfortable turning. And just allow the breath to flow in and out of the body without restriction. Face and jaw are relaxed. All right, take one more round of breath. And then guide your knees back to center. As we come back to center this time, we'll once again step our feet wider than our hips and sway the knees side to side. All right, and then from here, take your right knee in toward your chest, give it a squeeze, and then we'll start to rotate through the hip. So you might let that left leg straighten so it's kind of out of the way. And then with your right knee, just start to draw a circle in space. A couple of times in one direction, and then a couple of times the opposite way. All right, as your right knee comes in toward your chest, go ahead and grab a hold of it, pick your head up, bring your forehead near your knee, and then release your head to the floor. Bring that left leg back in, so bend the left knee, and then we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Guide the legs in towards the chest. You can reach through for that left leg. Maybe you're grabbing around your left shin or behind your left knee. If your proportions don't allow for you to grab all the way through to that left leg, you can leave the left foot on the floor and just take hold of the right foot, either just the foot or the foot and the knee, drawing them in with your arms instead of drawing them in with the left leg. So either way, take 5 rounds of breath. All right, after your 5th breath, release the feet down to rest on the floor. Let your right leg straighten. This time, take the left knee into the chest, give it a squeeze. I'm going to start to rotate through the left hip by drawing a circle with that left knee. So take a few circles in one direction. And then a few circles the opposite way. All right, so the next time that your left knee comes in toward your chest, go ahead and catch it again. Pick your head up to bring your forehead near your knee, and then release your head. Bring that right leg back in. So right knee bends, walk the foot in, and then we'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Legs come in toward the chest, again reaching through for that right leg. Maybe you're grabbing around the shin, behind the knee, or if grabbing your right leg is a little bit too far to reach, maybe you just hold the left leg itself with your hands, either one hand to your knee, one hand to your foot, or both hands on that foot. All right, we'll take 5 rounds of breath. All right, and then after your 5th round of breath, again release the feet down to the floor. And one more time, sway the knees from side to side. All right, now as you roll to one side, bring yourself up into a comfortable seated position. So you might choose to sit up on a cushion or a bolster or a block. It's nice to sit up a little bit so that your hips are a little higher than where your knees end up. So for some of us, when we sit directly on the floor, the knees are up really high and it's less comfortable than sitting up a little bit, elevating your hips so that your knees can drop down a little bit more. All right, so when you find your comfortable seat, allow your eyes to close. Notice how you feel so far. We've done just a little bit of movement so far. Notice where your attention goes. All right, we'll bring our palms together in front of the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up. Begin to reach up through one hand and up through the other side. Left and right a few times, gently pulling on your fingers as you lengthen through each arm, down each side of the body. All right, let your hands separate, take them behind the back. Interlace the fingers there, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up across your chest, and begin to turn your head from side to side. All right, and then reach the chin up and drop it down. Again, lifting up and dropping down. One more time, lifting and dropping. All right, so as your head comes to neutral, release your hands to rest on your thighs and shrug your shoulders up. Take them back and down, again shrugging up, back, and down, and then once more up, back, and down. All right, so we'll change the seated position just a little bit. Take your right leg out to the side at an angle. If comfortable, keep the left leg folded in. If not, you can also take it out to the side. We'll get to that side in a moment. But for now, take the right leg out to the side. Start to walk your right hand down your right leg. And you'll just get to a point where you need to stop, where you start to feel, oh, that's enough in the back of the right leg. All right, and then move the right shoulder back in space. So we're trying to bring the torso pretty close to being in the same plane as the right leg. Not for aesthetic reasons, but so that you feel the stretch in your low back as well here on the left side. So left shoulder is going back, and then take your left arm up alongside your head. And as you reach with that left hand, really energize your fingers. Squeeze and release the fingers a few times. Rotate through the wrist a few times each way. So we're simultaneously seeking this sensation in the left side of the torso, particularly the low back, but also the back of the right leg. And so if either of those two places becomes too intense, then modify it. You can bend your right knee a little bit if you need to. You can not go quite as far into it if it's too much in your low back. So find an amount of sensation that feels safe, that feels interesting for you. And then we'll take 5 breaths. All right, and then after your 5th breath, inhale, slowly lift. Exhale, release your arm. All right, so we'll come into the twist. So now take your right hand over to your left leg. Take your left hand towards the floor behind you. Inhale as you grow tall. So there's a sense of lifting up through the top of your head. Your low back is pressing forward, sense of your tailbone pressing back in space. And then as you exhale, begin to twist to the left shoulder moves back, head turns to look back. All right, maintain the twist from your shoulders down, but allow your head to turn back over toward the right. And then let your head continuously and slowly turn as far left and right as is comfortable. All right, now the next time that you turn your head back over towards the right, see if you can spot your right big toe. Pause there, take a few breaths. All right, begin to release head and neck, shoulders, and the rest of the torso. Now we'll switch the legs and do those postures on the other side. So if you have not already straightened your left leg out to the side, go ahead and do that. Fold the right leg in. And we'll start with the side bend. So just walk the left hand down the left leg until you start to feel a bit of a stretch in the back of that left leg. And then move the right shoulder back in space so that now as we sweep the right arm up alongside the head, we start to find a stretch down the side of the down the right side of the body to the low back. And as you reach with that right hand, energize your fingers, squeeze and release. Rotate through the wrist. Hmm. All right, take 5 rounds of breath. All right, and then inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release your arm. All right, now we'll take this left hand across over to the right leg. Right hand towards the floor behind you. Inhale, grow tall. So lifting up through the top of the head. Gently press your low back slightly forward. And then as you exhale, twist to the right. Head turns to look back. And then maintain the twist from your shoulders downwards, but just turn your head back over to the left. And then keep turning your head side to side as slowly and through your comfortable range, as slowly as you would like, and through your comfortable range of motion. All right, now the next time that you turn your head over to the left, go ahead and pause there, gazing at your left big toe. All right, slowly release from your head and neck, your shoulders, and the rest of the torso. Bring that left leg back in. And as you come back into your seat, we'll do a little seated cat and cow. So as you inhale, take your chest and your belly forward, reach the tailbone back and reach your head back. Then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round your back and bring your chin toward your chest. Again, with your inhale, chest and belly go forward, head and tail go back. Exhale, tuck and round. Take another 3 breaths. All right, and then bring your torso back to neutral. All right, so we'll conclude our practice today with box breathing or square breathing, it's sometimes called. So you can do this from a seated position if you want. I'm going to lay down. You can also lay down if you want. And just bring yourself into a comfortable position if you are laying down. So that might mean your legs are straight. It might mean that if you have a bolster or a blanket or something to put underneath your knees for a little support, you can do that. You can also step your feet wide and just drop your knees in toward each other. You can rest your arms along the floor. Maybe your hands rest on your belly. Again, find what feels comfortable for you. And so if you think of the shape of a box or a square, all 4 sides are the same length. And so you can kind of think about the 4 parts of the breath being equal length. So you've got your inhale, and then your pause where you hold the breath inside, and then your exhale, and then your pause where you don't breathe. So those 4 parts: inhale, pause, exhale, pause. So for sake of ease, I like to breathe in and then pause and then breathe out and then pause, all to the count of 4. But if there's another number you'd rather count to, that is also fine. Just try to have all 4 parts be the same length. So in a moment, we'll start to breathe into the count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. So those 2 holds are going to feel a little bit different in your body. So holding the breath inside is going to feel different than holding the breath out, like not breathing. So just notice the difference in sensation and how those holds feel for you. All right, so when you're ready, inhale to the count of 4. Hold. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Now, if you can, slow the counting down a little bit more. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Now keep going at a pace that feels right for you. Slow it down even more if you can, but stay at a pace where you feel like it's safe and comfortable and interesting to do. Now, the next time that you're ready to exhale, let your exhale be nice and long. And after that exhale, just allow the breath to flow in whenever it does, releasing the counting, sensing and feeling the cool quality of the breath as it flows into the body, and the warm quality of the breath as it flows out. Now, if you chose to stay seated, go ahead and stay there. But those of us that are laying down, go ahead and roll to one side and gently press yourself up, coming back into your seat. And then we'll all guide our palms together in front of the heart. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May we know peace within our hearts, our minds, and our bodies. And may we resonate that peace throughout the world. Bowing to the light within your own heart as well as the hearts of each other. Thank you again for practicing with me. See you again next time. Bye bye.